What happens next when your teen comes home and tells you that they took this 5 point questionnaire on TikTok and apparently they have anxiety? Say the burden of proof is not on you and is not on your teen. My name is Joya Caso, and I am an anxiety support coach and licensed psychotherapist. TikTok is amazing, right? Because there's just so much access now for teens. And we can get into a whole detail about that, but that's not what we're going to talk about. There is this very real, specific situation that happened. One of my clients reached out to me. Actually, they became my client because of that. Their daughter, took a 5 point questionnaire, and TikTok told them that they have anxiety. Now, anxiety in itself already has a bad reputation. When somebody says, "Oh, I have anxiety," our alarms, right? Internal alarms go off, and we go, "What do you mean you have anxiety?" I have anxiety isn't really an accurate statement. We can say, "I feel anxious very often," or "I feel that I am anxious a lot of times," right? And so when a parent, hears their child diagnose themselves sort of in that way, it is of discomfort, right? It's very uncomfortable to hear that from your child. Now, the burden of proof is not on you as a parent. What does that mean? That means that it is not your responsibility to find out if that self-diagnosis is true or not. You can leave it to the professionals to assess, your teen or evaluate what is really going on. Please do not wait years, months, or even weeks to gain some information before you help them. As soon as they tell you that they feel like they have anxiety, ask them questions like, okay, what does that mean? Maybe even ask them what kind of assessment they took, and just try to support them in that way, because when teens feel supported, they are more likely to speak out and express what exactly it is that they're thinking and they're feeling. You don't want to shut them down. You don't want to say, no, you don't have anxiety. That's not true. Besides, TikTok is not even reliable, right? Like, that's what we want to say. But I caution you not to say that. Try to fix them at that moment, because they will shut down. Bringing your child to a professional doesn't necessarily mean that they have a mental illness. And if they do, then now you are able to get the help that they truly need. I often mention this as well, that you don't need a diagnosis in order to show up for therapy or coaching. You can have different goals for therapy and coaching that can help you and your family. Burden of proof is not on your child either. So what I'm trying to say is, don't spend so much time investigating and trying to figure out if this is real or not, because you lose time doing it like that. You can access free resources online. You can consult with a coach or a therapist. You have many options. There is a branch of therapy that we call psychoeducational, where there is no diagnosis that happens, but very much like an informational session. If this is you, feel free to reach out to me or other professionals, because we do this where we educate and provide resources and materials to our clients who are just seeking help, trying to understand, what does it mean when my teen says, they have anxiety, and how can I help them? Can be proactive with the situations that you deal with as a family. I've had clients who have waited a year, 2 years to meet with a professional, and at that point, so many things have already happened. don't suffer in silence and all by yourself, because now really is a time, that moment when they come to you, they are trying to let you know what it is that they feel and that they are experiencing, and that they actually might be wanting that help. If you have any questions about this particular topic, feel free to reach out to me and visit my website at joyacaso.com. I have tons of resources, podcast episodes, and articles that I've written about helping your children deal with anxiety. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll see you again for another episode.